Hello guys, in this video I will talk about tactics and tips for healing in Phase 3 raid Trial of the Grand Crusader. Make note that footage shown in this video is a 10-man heroic, but most of these tips you can apply in 25-man. So, first encounter, Beasts. On Phase 1 of this encounter you have to make sure you are not stacked with ranged DPS because of the fire Kobolds throw. Also make sure there is a healer on each side so there won't be a problem with positions in Phase 2 on worms. Mostly heal tanks and targets that get fire on them. Important note is that you don't get too close to a person that has a kobold on them, because he can interrupt you even if he's on another person. If you get a kobold on yourself, you can cast different element spells to bait out the interrupt. On Phase 2, make sure you are spread and most importantly make sure you are not close to the other healer. That's why we find positions in Phase 1. Heal tanks and targets that get poison debuff. If you get poison debuff on yourself, make sure not to move in front of Dreadscale. Just get close and wait for tank to free you. You can use your rocket boots in that situation. After Acid Maw is dead, the raid will spread around the arena. You gotta make sure you can reach every target and that you and the other healer are on opposite sides, so it's easier to cover everyone. Spam heal the targets that get fire debuff and keep your tank up. In the third phase, you will also want to have one healer on each side of the boss. The reason for that is so both healers don't get stunned by the frost attack, which could end badly for some lower health raid members. Keep your tanks up and heal the targets that get stunned by the frost breath attack. After the boss does his jump, you can pop some of your last big cooldowns to get more HPS. On a second boss, spread around and make sure one healer is on each side so you can reach all raid members at all times. Most important mechanic for healers on this encounter is to heal targets that get incinerated flesh. If this debuff is not healed, raid will take a lot of damage and it will be really hard to recover. You also have to keep your tank up, targets that get Legion Flame debuff and targets that get targeted by Fell Lightning. Be careful not to get interrupted by debuff from mistresses. It works in the way that they put a debuff on you, and if you start casting at that time, you instantly get interrupted. You can bait interrupt with different schools of magic. For example, if you're a Resto shaman with lava burst, and if you're a priest with mind blast. You can sometimes get unlucky and get the debuff as you're already casting. In that case, you just need to hope other healer didn't get it too, and that Incinerate Flesh is not up. Aura Mastery can be used to prevent this, if it's available to you. On a third encounter faction champions, as a healer this fight can be a bit RNG. Sometimes mobs won't touch you, and sometimes you'll get chain CC'd or a melee DPS will sit on you the whole fight and you'll need to kite it. You have to make sure to make most of your utility spells and use quick heals on targets that get low. It's not a hard fight, and if you have a good group and some assignments to CC, you should be good. On a fourth encounter, as a healer, you can be in two situations. If you're a hard casting healer like shaman or paladin, you'll be stacked with everybody, and if you're a druid or a priest, you might be assigned to soak orbs. In this fight, healer's job is to keep everyone up because there will be a lot of raid damage. As a Resto shaman or holy paladin, because everyone will be stacked, you can pump a lot of heals with spamming of chain heal or holy light with the glyph. Also, don't forget about soakers and throw some instant or fast heals on them when they take damage. Switch to shadow or light buff when needed and use your rocket boots when you have to run to the other portal to change. At that time, I usually pop my cooldowns to quickly get everyone up. Make sure to dodge the different colored orbs when you're switching. Make note that in this footage we didn't have to switch the colors because we got lucky with ability order from the boss. On the last encounter, as a healer, stack with everybody under the boss at all times. In phase 1 there is not much healing needed, you just need to keep your main and off tank up and throw some heals on people that get penetrating golds. Also, make sure to precast heals on the main tank when he gets stunned by the boss, because there is a chance that he will take a bit more damage. Make note that most 10-man raids should be able to skip phase 2 and burst the boss to 30% before he goes underground. If you don't skip phase 2 or you're doing 25-man, as a healer there is not a lot of healing to do if little scarabs are kited properly. You just have to focus on doing the phase 2 mechanics and that you don't get caught in a bad position. When the boss hits 30%, he will enter phase 3. For phase 3, one healer should be assigned to heal tanks. The Holy Paladin is perfect for that job. The second best is Resto shaman. Another healer is assigned to keep people with penetrating colds up, and he should help with tank healing when there is no colds active. Also try to have some kind of passive healing for every group, like a healing stream totem, shadow priest or judgment of light. In 25-man, 2 healers should be assigned to only heal tanks and 3 or 2 to heal penetrating colds. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have some additional questions, you can ask in the comments.